Hey, welcome back to the sadness edition of me admitting that I failed on an instructional video and have to start over. I do think this was the right thing to do. I can talk about it forever, but I do think this was the right thing to do. Let's try again. It's not that big of a deal, and if I remove all of the instructional part, we can actually get through this day a lot quicker. So I did reset it. The one thing I have the most anxiety about is did I fail or forget to do something in my reset? I can tell you that this deck was unchanged. I removed the 17 from here. Vonderheit is back where he belongs. I already put the December 16th reserves here, so we already started the turn, essentially. I reshuffled everything and drew from scratch. So I have my 9 cards. I have not looked at them yet. I redid these fuel markers. So that fuel marker that's up there that was a no might be a yes this time. We don't know. And then I put the markers on. So I think the only thing I need to verify is I think there should be 5 improved positions. So here's 1, here's 2, here's 3, there's 4, there's 5, and this one is 6. Actually, there's 6 of them. Okay, so that's the one thing I always forget to do. Okay, so some key takeaways. On this first impulse, let's just remind ourselves, we cannot move, period. Well, we can move if we do a combat tactic, or we can move after combat, okay? So those are the 2 things we can do. The Allies are not allowed to do artillery the entire first day. So that's another thing. Although the core artillery, which is different than regular artillery, is allowed. Okay, the next thing is bridges, even if they're repaired, we still can only move 1 unit across the entire day because of a traffic jam or whatever. And that was the key mistake I made, right? The other thing I need to be mindful of is, for example, this unit here has 4 pips on him. So he cannot be stacked in a 3-unit stack. It's really funny because I keep forgetting about the stacking limits. I'm just so focused on everything else in the game. And there are some tank units that have 3 pips. This is not one of them, but one of them is over here. It's the Piper unit. Okay, and he has a special name. And it's real easy to get him buried in a stack of tanks like this. You know how you have 3 tanks here. It's real easy for him to be buried in there and you don't even realize it, that you're over your pip limit. I think this purple group does get a 3 pip unit, but I think it comes as a reserve unit. It's not out yet. Okay, so we have some priorities here, and let's talk it through. What's our strategy? Well, I think our strategy is we want to clear. Since we can't move, I'm less excited about activating stuff like yellow, or even, I'm more excited about clearing bridges. Since we can't move. I know I've been hell-bent on activating yellow every time. And actually there is an opportunity here to get a nice flank attack on this, so it's not like yellow would be a waste. It's just that the fact that we can't move does really make yellow not as exciting as other options. But I'm still insistent that if I can somehow take the south, that this game would get really easy. But most of the Board Game Geek playthroughs, they win by taking the north. They go, they bust through in the north. I still love our strategy of busting through the middle, but you're going to find that since we can only go across the bridge with 1 unit in December 16th, it won't be looking as glorious as it did. Okay, so enough of that. Let's get started. All right, the reserve phase is over. We just did the draw phase. We skipped the supply phase, and now it's time for us to do actions. All right, so here's what we got. We have we have a division. This one, it doesn't activate a lot of units. So the thing we want to look at here, we got a nice reinforced battle. That's what we wanted to see. Okay, so I'm going to set that off to the side. We do have the yellow. Remember, I was telling you, I don't know whether I should do them or not do them. But they also have a reinforced battle. And this is not a primary card. You notice that? This is not a primary card. So we may use that as a reinforced battle. We have this one, which I think we might be able to do something with. I don't know. Let's think about that one. And then we have the primary for the yellow. So we can actually play this one and that one together. That would be a nice combo. We got the 5th Panzer, which I am excited about, but I actually would prefer to get these on December 17th now because with the whole bridge thing and not being able to cross the bridge, this is slightly less exciting. But it's still a good one from the perspective that we might be able to get any tactic with it or any command event, although you can't do that on the first impulse. No command events on the first impulse. All right, we got this one, which we can use. We have another one of these, and you can see that it has the Bridge Engineers event. So we might use it for that purpose. It also has a combat one called Press the Attack, which I very rarely see. In fact, I don't even remember what it does. You get to draw an extra combat chit in battle. This one is the red units that are way up north that we really don't activate very much. And then we have this one. We have another blue. So remember, our command value is 10 for this. And so there's a big, I don't know, I mean, should we do, like if we did 5th Panzer Army, you see that's a 4. I could do a camp group kind of thing and get multiple attacks going at once. Up and down the line, in fact. This is actually a very interesting first turn move. Here, let me show you. If I put the camp group command token right here, 2 spaces away activates this guy, and it activates this one, so we can attack here, here, and here. Now, this guy obviously is not able to help at the moment, but maybe with combat tactics he could. And so maybe we can blast through the entire first command of 10 points just with this one attack. This first impulse is not very exciting. In fact, this is now my 3rd time trying to do this first impulse. And I'm getting more and more to the point that I want to rush it until it's over and save my cards for later. Because once I can move my core, you know, once units can move, it's much more exciting, is what I'm trying to say. So let's say that I did that. Well, then I would need some help. Seriously, I would need some help. And so we know we have 2 reinforced battle cards. Actually, I have 3. I have 3 reinforced battle cards. Now, why is this such a cool idea? I'm trying to pick up my card, and of course I can't. This command value is 4. See that 4 right there? So I can play 4 combat tactics. So I have 3 reinforced battles I can play. And I have infantry infiltration. I have artillery, fixed artillery. One thing that would have been nice was assault coordination, because then we could have gotten him to join us. But reinforced battle still works. Reinforced battle actually works quite nicely. So then it becomes, we don't have any combat engineers, so we can't destroy one of these. Do I want to play another one? this may actually be a really stupid decision, but these add up to 6, by the way. 3, 4, 5, 6. With the 4 from the command card, we're going to get exactly 10. So we will successfully end the first impulse by doing this. And I don't know if it's the right strategy, but I just feel like this first impulse, we need to get past it. That inability to move sucks. So yeah, let's do it. I'm going to do 3 battles. This one, and this one. We're going to do a reinforced battle to all 3 of them. So for example, this one here, we're going to take an infantry unit and move it over the river to there. Because we can only move 1 across the river. So that's the reinforced battle here. Oh, hold on. Let me think about this. Does that mean then that this whole stack gets to attack? I don't think it does. So I will just do this one then. He's going to attack with that. Now over here, I can do a reinforce by having this guy move up to there. He's not super exciting. He's only going to add 2 strength to the mix. But what might be better is to move 1, and then this is 3 more to there. So now we have him flanked. The flank is more exciting. You know what? I'm starting to think that this is not worth doing. Although he does have 5 strength. I mean, I can get this guy to come in and reinforce, but I'm not super excited about it. So what if I would have put this here? That doesn't change much. Okay, so the question becomes, I can reinforce him by taking this stack of tanks and moving them. This is 3 movement points. That's 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. 3. Yeah, this guy is not going to get there. This guy can spend 3, but then I was wondering if I can get somebody here so we can have him flanked. But I don't think we can. This one could. We could move this stack 1, 2, 3, because the woods don't bother them. So if I did a reinforced battle with this one, they would move 1, 2, 3, like so. And so now we got him flanked. So I used 2 reinforced battles on this one. I used 1 on this one and none on that one. I don't know if that's smart. I can play 1 more card. And so I'm thinking I'm going to do... I was going to do infantry infiltration here, but it's going to use this blue card, and I don't know if I want to use the blue card. I'm talking about this one here. So the infantry infiltration would just give me flank against him, which might give me an advantage, but I'm going to let it be. Let's end the impulse, spending as minimum cards as possible. And as you can see here, I'm going to spend 10 points worth of cards. And this will end the impulse. And we have 2 reinforced battles on this one and only 1 on that one. And let's do the battle that I'm most nervous about, because that's the one we gave no reinforcements to. Here it's just 2 to 1 odds. We're drawing 1 combat chit. And then we're drawing a second one because he has 4 pips. That's it. We're just drawing 2, nothing else. All right, here we go. Oh my gosh, look, the flank attack would have done a hit if I would have played that card. It is a 1 hex attack, so he's gonna actually absorb. And the defender is not recon. And we don't have a combat engineer, so no hits. With the top one, I guess I'm not too surprised. So now let's do the this one here. We do have him flanked. It's 2 minimum for the combat draw, and we're drawing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then one more for elite is 6. So we're drawing 6 maximum. Okay. Oh, by the way, the allies don't draw a card on this first day, so that's why they're not drawing cards. So let's do 2 minimum. Okay, no artillery on either side. He is in broken, so this doesn't happen. And we said 6 maximums. Let's draw 4 more. We're not having a good start to this game. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We do have the flank attack. He is not in a city or forest. He is in broken. No allied air power. It is the 16th. Only the attacker has armor. That is true. So here we go. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. That's really good. We're not going to kill him, I don't think. He's going to take 1 hit because of this. And then his second hit will be a retreat. He wants to go here, but he can't. And the only place he can really go is there. That's the only place he can go to avoid getting a step loss. Okay, so that's going to absorb 2 of the hits on him. And then we still have 2 hits left to go. So he's going to retreat a second time. And then his blue arrow is saying he wants to go across the river to here. Okay, so no matter what, he's going to be disrupted. And then he has 1 more hit left. So he's disrupted across the river here, and he is now brackets. So we at least beat him back. Okay, we also take 1 hit, and I will do it to the infantry here. And we will move forward. We can... I need to look up the rule for the double advance. For example, we can go into that forest. I just don't see an advantage to going into that forest. Okay, so since this was his retreat path, we're allowed to freely move into this spot. Now, if this was not the retreat path, we would not be allowed to go here because there's no road. It says that I can cross a bridge as long as it's not in an enemy zone of control, and that's the case. So I'm going to take this unit and advance it across the bridge. And remember, we can only have 1 unit cross the bridge. That's a mistake I made last game. So we do flip it to German control. That's the first thing. But the second thing is now I don't know what to do with these guys. So I could take the free advances and go to here. I don't think that's any worse than where they were. And then we could try to attack across the river, or at the very minimum move in a way that would get us across the bridge in a future turn, and it wouldn't be any worse than being back here. So the other thing I can do is try to move here, but I just looked up the rule, and of course I forgot it already. The 2 hex advance. Okay, so I'm allowed to move into somebody else's zone of control. So what I'm going to do is instead of going there, I'm going to go here. That keeps me on the road, and it puts pressure on this guy. Okay? I think that's that was an excellent outcome. The only thing that would have been better was destroying this, but I'll take that outcome. That's pretty good. Okay, so now we move to this final battle. Oh, hold on. I played a combat reinforcement, so that gave me an extra chit draw. So I forgot that. You can see here, there was 5 combat chits there, and then 1 for being elite. You get 1 more because we played a combat reinforcement combat tactic. This one of these cards. So this reinforced battle. So that gave me another one. So we're gonna draw 1 more. And if we do 1 more hit, we completely smash the unit. So that's what I'm looking for here. Okay, so we needed to have 5-to-1 odds. Let's figure that out. This unit, when it was full strength, had a strength of 3. So 3 times 5 is 15. We need at least 15 points. This was 2. This one, when it was full strength, was 4, so that's 6. This is 9, 12, and 4 is 16. Boom. We got our first kill. All right, so not only that is he's destroyed. Now, somebody told me that there was some addendum in the rules that the 2-hex advance thing doesn't happen if you destroy or eliminate the unit. I mean, it's not in the rules anywhere, and that's the part that has me confused. I mean, the player aid flat out says, attacking mechanized units may advance 2 hexes if the defender conducted a 2-hex retreat or was eliminated. So, so I'm gonna keep doing it. I don't know where that FAQ came from or that addendum, but that just seems weird. I mean, it's in the rules and it's in several places. So, but just bear in mind that somebody mentioned to me that there's some restriction that if you eliminate the unit, you don't get to do the 2-hex advance. That, or I'm just misunderstanding them. And that's always possible. I've misunderstood people many times in my life. Okay, so let's do this one here. And don't forget that we played 2 combat reinforcements on this battle. And also understand that we're behind a river on 2 of these, so we're not gonna be quite as strong. But we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chits, and elite makes it 7. And then the 2 combat tactics makes it 9. So we can play 9 chits in this battle, and he's just like all the others. It's a 2-chit minimum. So that's the situation with him. And then off we go. All right. So there's no defender adjacent. Is he dispersed or unsupplied? No. There was before we reset, somebody pointed out, see how this has the P on it? This is the priority. I actually, in a battle, in a previous video, I saw this and said, oh, that applies, and then put it down. And I never once bothered checking the other side. And this side was true. And it had the priority token. And that would have actually benefited us. We would have taken 1 less hit, and they would have taken 1 more. It was this exact type of tile. But this one doesn't apply to us today because he's not dispersed. So that was 1. And then here, we want to make sure he's more than 4-to-1. This might actually be difficult because we have to cut our strength in half here. So 4, 7, 11, 14, 17. Divided by 2 is 8, plus 4 is 12. 12 divided by 3, we have 4-to-1 odds. We just swooped in and took that. Okay, so we can go up to 9. I don't know what to do. I want to win. That's my answer. So I'm gonna go up to 9. Let's do this. We don't have to worry about him having artillery. We don't have to worry about him having air power. Those are the things that usually get us. So let's try to go up to 9. He's not in a forest. That's the other one that usually gets you. So this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, so we don't have a combat engineer. We are not greater than 6 to 1. We just determined that we're 4 to 1. No German air power, no Allied air power. We do have combined arms, and it's only the attacker. Oh, we got to check the other side. Yes, that's just us. Now you might be wondering, why is there no P on either side of these? Because these are mutually exclusive. That's why. Is the defender green? No, they're not. Are they elite? No, they're not. There's no artillery on either side. Oh my gosh, I'm really worried that we're not going to win. We just got another hit. And here we go. This one's a weird one. But we did get 4 hits. So this is just like before. So the first hit is going to take this away. The second hit is going to retreat him 1 space. The third hit, we still have 2 hits left. So it equals the number of pips. So he's going to retreat 1 more time to here. And that disrupts him. And then we have a final hit, which once he retreats twice, he just takes step losses from there on out. So he will flip over and be bracketed. Almost exactly like the last situation we had. Okay, so we do get to move into the hex. We don't get to do a 2 hex advance because of the because we're going over a river. And this guy's an infantry, so he doesn't get to do 2 hex advances anyways. So only each hex side can go over the river once. So we can, we do have to apply 1 hit, by the way. So I'm going to go ahead and apply the hit to this guy. And so he's got a bracket. And so I'll advance the full strength one over. And I can advance one of my tanks over. So I'll advance him. And I can do that because these are 2 different facing, hex facing. So there's a, let's move these guys. There's a hex face here and there's a hex face there. And as long as it's coming from different hex faces, I can do 1 from each. But because of that rule, with the bridge and all that other stuff, we still have the bottle jam. I could move this guy up, and now we got ourselves a stack of 6. And I think I will do that. I will go ahead and move him up. And so we got ourselves a stack of 6 here with combined arms. One thing we got to do is we got to check for a roadblock here. I rolled a 7, so there's no roadblock here. Actually, no, we wouldn't have because it's next to a unit. So I apologize. That's not a roadblock check. But that's a good habit to get into, though, is to make sure you remember. And this battle, I think, was pretty successful. Okay, so that ends our impulse, and then we're going to start the Allied impulse next. So once again, I apologize for the shorter videos, but it's been a crazy day. And so I will say stay awesome, and I will see you soon, and we will do the Allied command. And just a reminder, we reset the game and we're starting over, and gosh darn it, we're going to use the bridge rules correctly. So thank you for your patience, and as always, stay awesome.